They just have like the last game we saw against M80. They just have the answers to the enemy's team draft. Like you have three heroes that can just jump into that draw ranger and kill him not instantly. Well, the PA can do it instantly, but at least hinder her, and so she's not going to be able to hit for free. There's a lot of weight on that Brewmaster and Magnus shoulder so that that Pro Ranger can hit for free. But it's going to be really hard. And I mean, on a personal note, I do love seeing Matthew with his signature Rubik once again. Like, I do hope this is like the like Matthew Rubik playing aggressive, stealing stuff, doing tricky plays, and not the newer Matthew that is a little bit more defensive, like Maxim telekinesis or something.
Yeah, it's always sad when you see Rubik and then they're forced to go for like Solar Crest and Glimmer, and you're like, but Aether Lens and Blink though.
Yeah. I mean, either lens is a little bit of an overkill because you're passive, like, so
Yep,
Arcane
but that's what
Supremacy.
makes it so beautiful. You steal Skewer and you just take them all the way to the fountain.
I mean, I don't. I won't argue with you. I mean, that is hella fun, but on a professional match, maybe the Blink Dagger is might be enough. Okay, they really want to go aggressive here, the fusion guys. On Waska, just going
Later
for.
smoke on Waska. It's an interesting level 1 fight as well if they do manage to duel it out here. Because Tiny, of course, has tree grab as his level 1 tool. They're not great at fighting because Night Stalker it's still daytime. But
Mhm.
on the other side, Ogre literally dumb, no spells. Like it's a terrible level 1 fight for both these teams. Oh, Vitali not fast enough to secure the bounty room. We'll go in for a little bit of harass onto Prada. Actually
Oh,
going to slow him down, and he's pretty fast here with the Hunter in the night, the extra 22% movement speed. Matthew nearby. He's going to throw out another blood grenade, and Prada is going to get first blooded by Vitali.
okay, that is big. Like you don't really want an Ice Dogger to have an advantage here. He is going for bracers really fast. And well, this is I was just thinking, right? If Ruby had to level telekinesis there in order to get the kill, it was going to be sad. So the second blood grenade was really useful there.
Oh, let's see. Kataro and Prada topside versus the Rubik and Night Stalker. Looking at these three lanes, where do you think we're going to have most of the fun and action happening?
I mean, in a good scenario, once we have level 3, you just run at the Drow Ranger because you can just burst her. She has a really low HP pool, so a couple of levels in Void, 2 levels on Fate Bolt, and you do that twice, she's almost dead. And also, where we could have a little bit of the fun is in the mid lane if Leo Style manages to skewer Tiny into the
Oh,
tower. Oh, Michael just died. Oh,
yeah,
he was
Michael
just
got caught.
way off position.
Skewer does not connect underneath the tower either for PP, for Leostel, so PP doesn't take any extra right click hits from the tower there.
And on the bottom lane, I mean, Pike is just not going to die. Like, he does have a huge kill potential though. Not against the Dark Widow because she just goes ethereal and you can hit her. But the Brewmaster is very vulnerable to those long range harassments and to like an all in once he is like in 20% HP.
It's still a nasty hero in trying to chase him with that Cinder Brew and Thunderclap
There
combo
you go,
that he
top.
has. And top, Kotaro is trying to walk away with the multi-shot's going to be just fine. Prada level 2 means Ignite spam is going to make it rather rough in the lane. I really despise this Ogre Magi. Pass it. Level 2 puts him at level 3, and then
It is
you get
fun
hit
though.
by the level 2 Ignite. It hurts so much.
Yeah. It is fun to play with though.
Yeah, except
And
for level 1, you feel so sad.
yeah, wait, but it's only like 2 creep waves, and then you're happy. Oh no, the Lotus. Pra's going to get it. Yep.
Oh, Prada, yoinks it. Has healing loads and a
That's
fairy
not
fire
the
available.
target.
A lot of damage being thrown out. Prada should still be just fine with that healing lotus. They're still continuing here for the chase. Healing load's not even being used just yet. Just the fairy fire.
Yeah, that was not the target. They did waste a lot of mana there into the Ogre Magi. He's just going to regen it in a couple of seconds. But Rubik doesn't have a wand, so he is really not going to be able to harass as much as he would like to. Like I said, like when they were on level 2, they tried to go on the Draw Ranger. They should have waited just one more level, and maybe the damage would have been enough to get that
Oh.
kill.
Yodomi took the gateway, but they already have an observer ward there. They know he's right behind them.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Domi.
And is going to continue here. They're actually going in for the Kataro fight. TP from Michael.
But what is this
Rotates
now?
through. Kataro is dropping low, but he is going to stay alive. They even get the kill in response. Kataro is actually, never mind, going to die in the end to Yodomi's burn.
Yeah, kind of worth
I
it.
mean, that's worth it. 100%.
Yeah.
You even forced the TP on Michael. So bottom lane, it's Pike solo 1v1, who's got his power treads being delivered, and then going for the Battle Fury.
Yeah, like that was actually worth it. I was just about to say that Rubik didn't have any mana, so it was a little bit iffy. But at the end of the day, the damage from the Fire Spirit was enough to take that important kill on Contaro. Remember that the Draw Ranger isn't really a hero who can like flash farm as fast as a Phantom Assassin can once she has like at minute 13 or 14 her Battle Fury. So every kill you can get or every time you can push her out of lane, it is really big. Oh,
Well,
Frank.
Yodomi going in on Frank with Pike. Frank dropping pretty low. The burn is nasty. There is another Fire Spirit to use and an Icarus dive as well. Diving
Oh,
deep
he
underneath
dead.
the tower. Pike jumping in. Frank, is he going to be able to stay alive? Dukes his way
Oh,
through. TP gets used and cancelled. But Frank needs to be very careful. He's going to go for that Radiance as expected.
yeah, that's just a big item to have with the Earth Panda. Michael wants to get aggressive here. This is the time of the game where you start ganking the Night Stalker.
Yeah, and he is going to get hit by the Bramble Root, dropping low underneath the tower. Parada walking forward. He throws out another dot. Ignite's going to connect, and Vitally is dead. Parada will die in response. But this forced a rotation from PP, and it's a 1-for-1 trade regardless, so definitely a win there. Plus the haste rune for Magnus being bottled up, putting Liasel in a fun little spot.
Yeah, well, at least PP got a kill out of that. Okay, Magnus is just going to go for
Noiser?
the most expected. Oh, the
Oh.
most expected kill there. Oh,
It
that.
gets a
Oof.
drag back onto Matthew. Silence comes out and they find the kill onto Matthew. Liasel made that charge from miles away. You know what's the
Yeah.
most interesting part? Liasel went max level in power. I,
Yeah,
I
you're
don't see
right.
that too often.
Well, it does help a lot in the lane against a melee hero. So I do think that's maybe the only reason why he did it. I mean, you also can farm with Shockwave, so maybe there's also the bonus that you can just empower your Draw Ranger and help her. Obviously, you don't get the cleave, but you get a little bit more damage to farm. I don't know, an ancient stack, but normally it's just because of but you only get like 2 levels on that for the 1v1 against meta heroes. So maybe he's just going for a right click? Like he's going to farm instead of playing the defensive or utility type of Magnus, which he has been playing. He's going for a Blink Dagger, so yeah, he's still playing that type of Magnus.
Yeah, it's just, I guess, better for farm potential. I mean, Drow is not great at taking stacks in the early game, so you might be able to get some if they make them for him. But it was just a bit surprising. Normally you see like max level Shockwave and then Skewer coming in. Unless you have like APA or something on your team. Oh, Yodomi is in a lot of trouble. Has the Icarus dive, tries to get out of range. On the high ground, going for the TP. And is going to get the TP out of there to safety. So does disengage just in the nick of time.
That just is space graded. Phantom Assassin about to reach level 6. He is actually on a decent timing for her Balor Fury, just 8 minutes and already the cornucopia on her.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Keep going for the trips. Magnus also just focused on getting that Blink Dagger as fast as possible. But they only get like a minute and a half more of peace once that clock ticks into minute 10. Vitali is going to start ganking. He's going to start looking for that Draw Ranger.
Yeah, the Drow of Kotaro going for the Dragonlance build needs to. Yeah, he knows that they're hunting him. And they now know exactly where he is, obviously, thanks to the creeps. But it's a little bit too deep. Matthew's not level 6 yet. Prada is blocking any entry into the area by hiding behind a singular tree. That's really gonna make sure no one sees Fat Ogre. But they lose the bottom tier 1 tower in the meantime. They will have to find a trade themselves on the side of Waska. And this style is just free farming. This Blink Dagger's not gonna take too long.
Yeah, he's actually just like 2 camps away or one lane of
creeps. He
creeps.
actually put points and attributes on the Magnus.
Yeah, I mean, that's a right-click build, right?
Yeah. That normally means Echo Saber, so I'm wondering if he's going to go Echo Saber next item.
I mean, otherwise it wouldn't make much sense, I believe. He already has his Blink Dagger, which is a great time in 10 minutes. Blink Dagger power trades on 10 minutes is really, really good.
Tiny is just starting farming for his Blink Dagger.
Yeah, he's top of net worth. Like, maybe Fusion knows that Wask is not going to, overextend or commit. They know that Pike doesn't really have a hero to start moving with his team fast enough. PP is also a hero that needs that Blink Dagger. So, and yeah, as long as you ward correctly, or as long as you read their intentions correctly, you don't have much to be worried about in terms of surprises. Rubik is also not like a huge ganking hero. Like, he is more of a teamfight hero. But maybe Fusion said, okay, let's just farm. Let's just get our timings a little bit faster, focus on farming, and then once we have the 2 items we need, let's go for it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Brewmaster just start joining the fights once he has that Radiance, which he is not that far away from. He is the lowest in terms of net worth from his team, but he is still above almost every other carry of Waska.
Yeah, Frank getting some good farm. He doesn't even have brown boots yet. He's just going to rush that Radiance so that it accelerates his farm pretty quickly. The style, of course, as you mentioned, as we've mentioned, Empower and the rest of his points in the attributes so far. Vitally on the Nightstalk is going for a Hand of Midas as well. So they're both looking to take this game late. I would not know why you'd otherwise get the Hand of Midas on Nightstalk at this time.
Yeah, I would have expected more of maybe not a Blink Dagger, but an Echo Saber, so you can get the Harpoon later on, which is really good. Oh, there we go.
RP from Leostal, but there's the lift drag back, stolen RP from Matthew. Puts him right next to Matthew, not where he wants to be, but the Phoenix Egg makes the fight a little bit more problematic. Matthew is going to get taken down. Vitally can go back to flying up in the high sky. Leostal skewer attempt is going to get taken down. Pike's going to get rooted up, though. Pike gets the jump to the side, still has 2 healing loads, and will walk it off. So you have a 1-for-1 trade, and it's a very good one because the top net worth of Fusion has been taken down.
Yeah, and it was a nice RP steal that maybe it's an omen for what is to come in this match. Almost everyone TP'd or walked to the fight. And well, Pike got really lucky there to be able to survive. Well, he did have to hit in Lotus, so maybe luck was had nothing to do with it. But this is Waska starting to play more aggressive. Like they just took one tower, the safe lane, which is the easiest to take. Maybe they have their sight set on that mid tower in order to open them up a little bit more. Oh, speaking of, tasty Michael for Vitaly.
Yeah, went to Vitally, unfortunately, because Pike is starting to fall behind a little bit. They have some nice ancient stacks available. Well, one big ancient stack available for him to clear. The problem is, he still needs to get that Battle Fury money, and, well,
Dire are scared.
you don't want a random Magnus walking in that direction and be like, oh, free jungle camps. Give me the ancient stack.
Especially with an empowered attribute building Magnus, who can get it easily.
He actually didn't even get RP level 2. He just... I guess it might also be a counter to the Rubik, so that you don't give away RP level 2. And gonna get the jump in, skewer onto 2. The silence, though, make sure Leo still can't pop the RP. Avatos combo. He wants to get the RP. Onto Matthew, actually. He knows Matthew is probably the best target to try and yoink there. But the crits come through. And they will lose Leostal. Yodomi will lose his life as well, together with PP. But at least Leostal, still top net worth, will drop once again. And Pike is the one that gets the money. Night Stalker ulti, quick counter ward comes in. Prada on the low ground. Good root, good damage onto Vitally. Night Stalker's on the run. There's a Bruce Split still available for Frank. And with the Earn Charge running down this Night Stalker, it's looking rough.
Oh,
Pike and Matthew,
Pike is
can they get away? Pike is so slow with that Ignite debuff on him. And with the Bruce Split, there is no escaping this. Maybe? Oh, jukes his way through. The creeps save his life heavily there. Matthew is even TPing in while very low HP. Has the Bramble Maze available.
Dire's middle
The
tower
Bruce
is
Split
under attack.
resulted in nothing.
Yeah, I thought he was going to, tornado his tornado Pike, but the wind brawling was just too far away, even with the wind walk that makes him faster. That's a little bit sad, but at the end of the day, maybe they can get a Roshan here. No, they don't really have the damage. And I believe there is a Radiance coming in for this Brewmaster. Now he's going to
a
farm.
nice
Wait.
item. Because these supports of Waska just die from him standing next to them. I am not a big fan of the Night Stalker and the Midas first item. I don't like it. Just
Radiant's bottom tower is
yeah,
under
no.
attack.
I've seen it a couple of times. I'd rather you just get like maybe even a phylactery instead. It just feels so. It feels so useless. Yes, attack speed's nice on the hero, but eh.
I mean, you still get a nice attack speed bonus when it's night time on when you actually ult because of your passive. But here also looks like he's going for a little bit of a farming build because he has 100 of the Night Max stat and Void just on level 1, so he's not going for bursting supports just yet. Going for the BKB as an next item though, so I think there's nothing. Well, obviously there is polarity, but besides that, he can just roam freely against the Drow Ranger. Okay, Frank now is really scary, so you don't want to continue here.
Just walking next to Frank's gonna hurt you heavily. He's closing in on his level 12, so he gets level 2 Primal Split. That's gonna be a big one. Those Brewlings are very hard to kill at that stage. Pike is second in net worth, though. Has caught up ahead of Kotaro and is catching up to Leostal. The Battle Fury is really paying dividends for the Phantom
Dire's
Assassin.
middle tower is under attack. Dire's
We did say, like in a former Fusion game, that don't give space to the PA. She's just going to outfarm you and then outcarry you. Especially if you're a Drow Ranger that can, keep up with farm as much. I would like to see like the Draw Ranger start moving with her team. Obviously, once there's already a Premier Split available and an RP, so they might want to start making the map smaller for the enemy team. Like Pike has just way too much space.
Yeah, Pike on the Phantom Assassin, BKB closing in. They're just letting him free farm. And we've seen a couple of PAs with full free farm just crush in this qualifiers already. So it's not... I wouldn't recommend doing exactly that, but for the most part, is it only the PA that you feel in the later portions, or are the tiny Night Stalker also going to be scary?
It depends on the build of the Night Stalker. I do fear a little bit of the Tiny. He can always go for the Kanda, and that is going to burst a lot of people. For at least the Dark Will is going to die really easily. Ogre Magi is a little bit more tanky, but I believe the burst damage is going to be enough if he gets that Kanda. And later on, I mean,
Radiant's middle tower is under
people
attack.
tend to underestimate the power of a Rubik because
Radiant's
a
structures
stolen
are
RP
fortified.
or even a stolen gust which would be great. I do believe that Waska
Radiant's
doesn't
middle
really
tower
have
has
to
fallen.
play as fast. They are really comfortable in the late game. However, Fusion is willing for this to take a little bit longer because that Draw Ranger needs a little bit more time. So it's a slow cook for Fusion, and Waska doesn't really have to, but it would be better if they start pushing the envelope a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more haste behind it. PP, he's going for the BKB, so not picking up the, as you mentioned,
Dire's bottom
the
tower is
Kanda
under
just yet
attack.
as his item progression. So they're really just trying to get BKBs on all three of their cores. I mean, if you're going to go for the BKBs, that tends to be the moment where you want to take a fight. Otherwise, you wouldn't build up a BKB at second item after Night Stalker, the Hanamitis.
Yeah, you're right. And he's just focused on
Dire's
farming right
bottom
now.
tower is under attack.
Maybe he can just get the BKB and then the Blink Dagger, and after the Blink Dagger, just
Dire's
start
bottom tower
going,
has fallen.
to hug that Draw Ranger.
I did not expect from the previous series that we've covered, all the matches that we've had, that it would be a 20-minute game with 14 kills in total. It's one of the slowest games we've had so far. This is probably the slowest game we've had so far.
Yeah, but I do believe this is just the calm before the storm, because the team fight potential here is huge, especially for Fusion. And
Tormentor stolen.
maybe
Dire's bottom
Experience rune is up in a couple of seconds. RP control onto the Night Stalker. And it will be double wisdom for Fusion.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But they did manage to, of course, get a free shard for Matthew. So he... the shard is actually pretty nice if you still like Shockwave, for instance. You get the reflected one. The Dark Willow, you steal Cursed Ground. Really solid. I'm checking out the other one. Okay, Glacier, no. Ogre, no. Primal Split, technically. But Primal Split's really hard to steal. Just like Phoenix Egg or something. It's incredibly hard to make that happen.
I mean, you can do it with either lens and Blink Dagger. The steal range is just ridiculous, and you can just stand out of the.
Yeah, but normally it's the moment they get out of like Phoenix Egg that, or yeah, Bruce Split's even tougher because he tends to just run away. But with the Phoenix, you usually, if he has Shard, you definitely can't get the Supernova Steal because it's the second spell normally what he uses. And normally, at the moment Phoenix Egg ends, he instantly pops Fire Spirits. But, yeah, they did manage to get the shard for Vitali as well. So the free shard for the Night Stalker is a really good shard to keep him alive in those quick team fight scenarios.
Yeah, in terms of sustainability. Like you said, this is one of the slower game we've had. The only thing going on for Fusion here is that Kotaro more or less has been able to keep up with Farm. I mean, had a little bit more of an advantage, and Pike has just catch up to him. But this is still a moment in time in this match where Fusion could go on the well, still can go on the aggressive, even though they don't really have to. But I want some blood to be spilled. I'm also South American.
Yeah, they're gonna try and spill Roche's blood at least. They do have a pretty decent lineup for it with the Empower buff plus the Bloodlust and 2 right-clicking cores at this stage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So that should
is
be the
something.
first Aegis.
Yeah. 3,000 gold for them.
Are scattered.
3 Aegis for the Drow.
Structures are fortified. Roshan has fallen to the dark.
And
And he's the Shadow Blade, so that's definitely gonna be a Silver Edge kind of a drought game. Need to get that break against the PA.
nope. They do know they are here somewhere. That smoke though. And now they just can start going into the aggressive. Okay, I like this. They could have gone into aggressive and they said, let's just have a safety net with this Aegis of Immortal. Then we can go to get the tier 2s. Or actually, look for someone to kill. Which is what Fusion is doing now, like grouping up as 5. Oh, wait. This is a good kill if they can get it on Frank.
Yeah, they're gonna go in. Do they have the lockdown to burst him? Silence from Vitally comes out, looking for more Prada on the run. But Vitally is a little bit too fast, and so is Pike jumping further forward. Leosel, he does have the RP, but really doesn't want to use it. So they're gonna get a second kill for Pike charging in on towards Michael. Katara trying to pump out some damage, but it's nowhere near enough. 3 kills for the side of Waska. And they've got the creep wave walking in bottom as well.
They're going to ignore it though and just continue farming.
Okay.
But that was a really good team fight. They found like maybe the best hero that they could find besides of Kotaro. That Brewmaster, getting rid of that Radiance burn is really important. Especially, that you don't really want to have missed chances with Phantom Assassin because you already depend on the RNG here. Oh no, he's playing methodical, so he doesn't rely on RNG. But
Then you depend on getting multiple hits connected to get the crit.
indeed, like crit count, no hit count. Yeah, Matthew has a
Frank
blink
closing in
dagger.
on Manta. Manta is... Why? Like, Manta is okay to get, like, rid of the Phoenix dot. But... Oh, in mid, Leosel forced to pop the BKB. But yeah, if Nightstalker's on top of you and he uses Crippling Fear, then it doesn't matter if you have Manta, because you're still gonna get silenced.
Yep. And I don't know why Manta. Maybe, I mean, every single hero from Fusion is going into a really big hitting build, like a right-clicking build. Like the Magnus with the max power and max stats almost. Frank with the Manta and the Radiance. We don't see many mobility items besides of one Blink Dagger. Magnus has a Orchid right now, so that's gonna be great against a Phoenix or against the Tiny. He already has a BKB, so she doesn't really care. Nightstalker does
Yeah,
have a
the
BKB.
3 cores have BKBs on Waska, so it's not the easiest. They do have Shadowblade now on the draw, going for the Silver Edge. Probably, yeah, Shadowblade being built up on Leostel's Magnus as well. Probably also going for that Silver Edge. And they placed the ward. They spotted out Pike, but won't be able to get a catch. And Yodomi is... Yeah, he tried to break the smoke. They know exactly where they were playing.
I do believe that he might want to use that Aegis of the Immortal in this tier 2. At least get something out of it. I mean, obviously you have an advantage in team fights and they were looking for something to happen, but at least get one tier 2 and see if they can make the map smaller color for Pike. Okay, 28-minute Wisdom Rune coming up.
Pike's got the SNY done. Vitali has got the Sange done. He's also going for the SNY. PP, he's got Echo Saber. So he's just going right-click Tiny completely here. Jump in, pops the BKB, gets the toss-up. But it's only on an illusion and they're trying to run away. Good vision for Vitali, but he's underneath that Observer Ward. Takes so much damage trying to run away. Can he get himself out of there? The last hit is gonna connect and Kotaro gets a huge kill onto Vitali, who won't have his ulti available for a re-engagement. And it cost them pretty much nothing here on the side of Fusion.
Yeah, Fusion is just happy here. They didn't use any ultimate. So they can still go in for this tier 2 because they still have the Aegis. It's going to run out in 15 seconds, but still. Yeah, Waska can't really
Brew
defend
split.
this.
Like Primal Split's available, BKB RP is available for Magnus. And well, at least they have fortification for a little bit, but a big fight, big catch. And now it's daytime. Night Stalker is pretty useless at this stage. With Dark Ascension still on cooldown for 70 seconds.
Yeah, that aggressive ward on the left really got that kill on Night Stalker. He thought he was going to be able to just, hide behind the trees, but that vision was really important there. So right now it doesn't really look good for Waska. The timing on Draw Ranger is already among us. Silver Edge ready, Manta Style ready, going for the Aghanim Shard next, and immediately smoking, looking for someone. Pike is the preferred target, obviously, and he might be. I thought he was going to farm that camp. Well, Draw Ranger doesn't care.
Yeah, Matthew going for the TP out. Will get the TP.
Ooh, nice.
Brew split has been used for. I actually, you know what's cute? That when Brew must use the split, all of his pandas get a hat. That's
Does
cute.
that increase your hat count on the compendium?
I hope not. That would be cheating. I'm wondering if he has 10 hats, do they all have 10 hats? Or is it just like one hat because it's festive stuff?
Or if he has like 4 hats, is it like divided in equally? Like
One
if he
hat
has 8 hats. Yeah.
Yeah. Curious questions for a curious game. Yodomi, nice deep board, but they are going for a fight here. Nice Stalker jumps in. Good avalanche damage on Kotaro, and Kotaro is just quickly dead. Phoenix Egg in the middle of everything. They can't get rid of it. Skewer comes through from Matthew. They find the second kill, looking for Michael, who tries to TP out. Will TP to safety, and it is going to be 2 kills here for Waska. And a very nice catch there from PP with the Ava toss. Gives them a good advantageous fight this time.
Yeah, that was a really beautiful initiation out of PP. And after that, they just got blasted by that Phantom Assassin. There was like really died in like 4 instances of damage. Kotaro, and once Kotaro dies, like the party is over. I mean, almost, because Magnus does hit a little bit like a small truck. It's still not a big truck, but he does hit hard.
Yeah, and currently Pike MKB almost done, so he doesn't have any shenanigans with that evasion from the mischance from the Radiants. It also means very likely that this Drow is gonna cancel. Yeah, he already cancelled on the fact that he was building the butterfly. Instead, it's gonna go Satanic plus Lincolns. So no BKB coming up on the Drow range of this game. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, if with no BKB, you really get like, I mean, you do have a Hurricane Pike if Night Stalker goes onto you, but he has a BKB, so he just wouldn't really care. And after that, you can just get bursted like you did like 30 seconds ago for the Tiny. There is a lot of magical damage. And in terms of no, she is going for the BKB. Like, yeah, Kotar is listening to us and saying, "Yeah, you know what, guys, you're right. Get the BKB."
Yeah, BKB is pretty good. For every carry out there, BKB is pretty good. Very good actually. I mean,
Ooh,
even
Matthew!
Ooh, that's gonna be a nice catch coming in. And Matthew
The
is too quick
Matthew
on the
plays.
fingers.
Oh, El Gotito. El Gotito
Yep.
is back. Yeah.
I, the Rubik's still a pretty good hero if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, he was going for copper on the other Magi, and he ended up striking gold with because the draw ringer was in this right next to the ogre.
Calculated right there. Just calculated.
Yeah, game sense.
You
Okay.
force luck. It doesn't just happen. And they get the range racks going for more. Pike's gonna get feared back in the meantime. But there's still no drought for 25 seconds. They're actually gonna back off. I mean, Learstyle isn't even there. It is still scary because it is a Magnus. Who is now after a Shadow Blade going for a Scythe of Ice. This is such a weird Magnus build.
Yeah, I don't really understand the Shadow Blade here. I mean, the side of ice I do understand. I like it, but Shadow Blade, maybe no. Even starting off a refresher would have been nice. Oh, look, Roshan has 4 hats. You know that.
If you kill
cheating.
Roche, do you then get 4 hats or?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Well, the gremlins on him have hats or whatever those
Let's
things
see,
are.
He does have 3 or 4 hats. So do you get more hats if you kill Roshan?
Oh, they're going for Roche and they're taking it very quickly. It's almost dead. Vitally doesn't have his ulti available, so he doesn't have vision of the pit. Roche has fallen. Pike has an amplified damage rune. He's gonna jump in. Product gets deleted. Oh my god, they gotta be careful on everyone else right now with that Pike damage coming in. The crits are disgusting. Frank needs to split up. Otherwise, he is almost dead. Oh, 1 dagger would have been enough for Frank to drop dirt.
Cover your eyes, children. This
Yeah,
is
Pike.
not for you.
605 on the PA, doesn't really care. Amplified damage rune with that bottle, of course, gifted to him by PP. They're even gonna go for Learstyle. Will be able to get the TP away, but Matthew gets some power buff. That's always nice.
Matthew gets the Empower, and Empower with this Phantom Assassin, this is going to be ridiculous. Yep.
Yeah, nice double cleave.
Nice double cleave, and now he's hitting like a truck. Let's see how much is he critting now. 2k at least.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, the plus side is, of course, no amplified damage rune anymore. So at least that's a saving grace. And they're not like Tiny's good at hitting high ground. Especially considering PP's build. He is going to go for the Kanda eventually as his next item.
The Candy is just like a lot of burst damage, and I mean, you have a huge range on that toss. You just toss once to the draw ranger. Once you get 2 charges on toss, then you just toss twice, and she's almost dead. Nice reaction there from PP.
Make sure he doesn't get caught and taken down. Keep that advantage going. It's now 12k. 36 minutes time is not the worst, but I'm not really seeing the Drow Ranger pick reason here against that Phantom Assassin.
I agree with you. Like, there were other heroes in the pool that could have dealt with Pike. I mean, there was still the Terror Blade from the last game we saw. I believe it was also Waska who went against the Phantom Assassin and picked Terror Blade, and they won. Also, you could have gotten, I don't know, Morphling. I don't know if Morphling was in the pool. I do believe they might have banned.
No, I don't think it was banned. I think it was available.
I didn't even go for a slug.
Yeah. It's like weird though, but yeah, good technically. I mean,
It
we
is.
saw K1 with a really good lead and stuff, and solid farm just get absolutely crushed.
Yeah, but I think that was mainly because he was focusing way too much on that bristleback and ignored Morphling completely. So.
Very likely so. Jump in.
Ooh.
Leostal with a 2-man catch. There's going to be a nice lift up in the nick of time. He didn't pop BKB. And there is going to be a buyback by Leostal. It's back to nighttime mode. Pike, they get all the vision so Pike can find the targets. He needs to be careful. His BKB has ended. Kotaro tries to get the silence up, but it's too slow. Leostal running in. He does have the blink available, and the RP wants to go for the catch. And Yodomi will falter, but it's a double buyback actually
Double
coming out
buyback.
from
Yeah, this is not
Fusion.
worth it at all. This is not worth it at
Radiant's
all.
middle tower is
And
under
Kotaro
attack.
is just scared. Like, he knows he can't show himself. The only
Radiant's
saving
middle
grace
tower
here
has
is
fallen.
that, well, there is still an
Radiant's
RP
middle tower is
available.
under attack.
So.
And no BKB. Oh, stolen
Ooh.
skewer. There we grab the Frank into the middle of the Radiant side. Pike's going to crit him down. Taken out of the equation. And the rest of Fusion need to run away. It's again, you know, Matthew. He's playing Rubik, but he is the most aggressive one of them all. Maybe a little bit too aggressive sometimes. Buyback by Frank. They really need to take this fight. Skewer RP onto
this is the
one
last
of
throw.
them being, of course, Pike. He's in a bit of trouble there. Pike didn't have a BKB this time around. And PP, they're losing everyone here. No buyback on the course. But luckily enough, just in the nick of time, PP will find the big kill onto the Drow Ranger. Matthew on the run. Will be a dieback on the Rubik. And it's all onto Yodomi. Not a single buyback available on the rest of the Radiant heroes.
I want to see how. Okay, it bugged. Damn it! I wanted to see how Pike died, because he died out of pure last hit, like pure
Dire
right
structures
click.
are
Oh,
fortified.
Night Stalker does have a buyback now.
Radiant's
But
middle tower is
Night Stalker Phoenix, he is going to buy back.
Oh yeah, Dora, and you're
He's
just.
not going to do anything, but he's going to buy back.
Radiant's middle
Yeah,
barracks
it's the thought that counts, obviously.
has fallen. Radiant's bottom
Yeah, the Estelle throws out the silence. They're going to go for Megas, and it looks like they're going to be able to get it. So all of a sudden, the game is now back in hands of Fusion. Frank?
Yeah, and I mean the right click builds on every single one of their cores paid up. Like the damage is not only on that Drow Ranger.
The Bruce split as well. Very annoying because you get demolish on the Earth Panda. And it does so much damage to buildings. Dropping it low.
He wants to kill that panda because otherwise he's just going to respawn there.
And Frank gets out. Yeah, full mega secured. Great RP from Leostal, by the way. The skewer RP onto both cores, the Night Stalker and the Phantom Assassin. Puts them in a really solid spot. And yeah, Pike's already queued up that he wants to go for the Rapier because he feels this game is getting a little bit out of hand. So needs a saving grace. Even
Well-
though they're still ahead in net worth.
Yeah, but once you see Megas against you, it's time to go for the Rapida. Like, all you really need like a fast team fight, and then being able to just melt towers. And the only reason why Leo still felt comfortable enough to use that RP, because he was really saving it, is because Kotaro just two-shot the Rubik. So okay, no more steal, go in. And then they got a team fight they wanted. And this is also, something that shows you that you can be in the verge of coming back into the game, but just one bad team fight and it's mega creeps against you. Pike has a really difficult task right now. I mean, it's not only that he has to burst the Draw Ranger, he has to try to burst everyone grouped up and cleave everyone to death. Otherwise, there is enough damage on Fusion to take care of business.
Yeah, and they're definitely taking care of business right now. Kotaro, Silver Edge Duns going for the dateless. He does hurt pretty hard at this stage if he gets the chance to hit, and that's, I think, the most important factor. He needs to be able to get Leostal to make some space for him to be able to right-click any of these opponents. But Leostal, he's got the Scythify's backpacked. Has the Arcane Rune bottled up as well that he can use. And then just swap in the Scythify. Make sure they can go for a big play. Roche is up in 50 seconds. And that... Was that third Roche?
That's the third Roche, yeah. So this one has the X.
That's
Who
going to
would
be
you
pretty
give that?
important.
Yeah, who's would you? Oh well, if the Draw Ranger gets it, it's almost game over.
Are scared.
Well,
Yeah, then he
even
gets the
though-
big frost arrows. But that's if, of course, Fusion get it, because you technically could also get it on Waska. It's a lot harder for them, considering they're going to have to defend the base. Tiny is really going to have to buy a shard at one freaking point, because he's otherwise not clearing these creeps. But he's in trouble. Leocel's going to jump in with the Hex. RP control comes out. PP drag back towards Kotaro, and he is dead. Has a buyback available. And they're going to try and run away. Oof. Dive forward. Vitally is going to go in with the Night Stalker ulti. Spots out Frank on the side. But, yeah, this is Frank popping his little brew split.
maybe has a
For
buyback here.
just pushing power. There's going to be a buyback coming out. They do drop the Phoenix Saga. There's Kotaro getting jumped. The Drow Ranger dropping low. The crits from Pike are enough. And Kotaro is not immortal, but their tier 4 towers are now finished up. Frank needs to run away. Mantastal is not going to be able to disengage. And they will find a second. That is a chance to go into the Roche bit.
Yeah, the only thing against that is mega creeps. Like,
Yeah, you
need
have
to-
a tiny, he can hold on. And then you, because Pike, the only one you need in the pit is the PA. Essentially, especially now that he has Rapier able to be finished up.
Yeah, what do you? I mean, I guess you put down your BKB and your power traits and go for the Aegis and Rapier. Rapier was 6k, right? At least in my days it was. Okay, 5.6k.
So, yeah, it's just a little bit. I guess he wants to make sure he has buyback. In case he gets caught by another one of those Magnus RPs. Roche is going to be going Radiant side in 15 seconds. I always forget about the 15-second marker thingy from the Night Stalkers. Nighttime facet.
Yeah. I mean,
It feels so minimal.
yeah, it is like, I mean, maybe sometimes it makes a difference, right? But I
30 seconds,
guess,
I'd be like, okay, this is pretty decent. But 15 seconds just feels like a slap in the
okay,
face.
Roshan is the next big team fight.
Yep,
Everyone
and that
is
might be
looking up.
the last team fight. Honestly, I'm going
Ooh,
to open up.
Are scared.
They pulled Roshan out. Those were 3 seconds that Pike needed.
Oh, it's dropping
my God,
low.
there's going to
Kotaro
be
nearby.
Oh.
There's the fear sending back Pike. There's going to be a dive forward. PP gets a quick kill
Get it,
onto
dude,
Mike,
get
who
it,
has a
get
buyback. The only ones that have some buybacks are the supports from Fusion coming out. The Phoenix Egg does get dropped. Vitally is trying to go for Kotaro, but the Phoenix Egg is already dead. Kotaro is just
there you go.
deleted. No buyback available. They have a buyback on Leosel, but Leosel is just crushed by this Pike PA with the Rapier game in charge for the Brewmaster is trying to run away. You gotta be careful because he can crit Brew Split into Oblivion if you're not careful. And from behind is Prada. They're looking to continue this fight.
Radiant's ancient is
Well,
under.
It's a buyback coming out from the Phoenix. Prada is in a bit of a pickle because he does not have a buyback. Pike is going to get controlled on the end, but he still has the Aegis. In the pit, there is still a Cheese, a Refresher Shard, and a Roshan's banner. So they just left everything in the pit in the meantime. Still a banner available,
Yeah.
but Prada is going to die.
Radiant's ancient is under.
Why do you pick the general and die? Well,
Yeah, second gem on the floor. They're ancient. Look how low it is.
Yeah, well, PA just two-hitted that Draw Ranger. She has no way to survive once she gets jumped on. Especially now, I mean, they have 3 minutes to end this game. And I mean, I love this region, man. It's like comeback after comeback after comeback. Like Waska was doing good, then they lose one fight, they lose one lane of Rax. Fusion is doing good, but then there are a couple of fights from Waska. Waska loses just one fight, they get megas, and now we are looking at the divine situation. I mean, this is just interesting to watch. Like, I don't really care who wins.
The next game definitely is going to very likely also be so beautiful of action-packed shenanigans. They do need to make sure that their base does not get pushed in because there's always the backdoor potential. With the Brewmaster, for instance, later down the line, and Pike is going to try and at least even it out to another set of racks. Or problem is bottom tier 2 is still standing, so they can't even go for megas right now. They need to first push that out, but the lane is getting pushed in because of the mega creeps.
They can try and end. No,
yeah, but then you're so close to the enemy's fountain with Magnus on their team. Not easy.
Okay, they are still on a timer though. There's like 2 minutes on the Aegis. They are still on that timer. They want to go to the bottom lane. It is unfortunate that the tier 2 was still standing in the bottom lane. They could have gotten megas. But well, so is Dota, so is life. What is
what's funny?
Yep.
Dark Willow has a Crimson Guard. That's a first for me. I've never seen that. Because it gives you like block based off of your max HP value, which is terrible on the Dark Willow.
Yeah, well, it does give you 60% chance to block 75 damage. So I don't know if 75 damage is going to be
2k
enough
crit from the PA, but
Indeed, yeah.
at least you block 75. Same with the Tiny. Like his right clicks do 500 plus damage. That's if he doesn't crit. That little 75 damage block, that's nice if you play against PL or something. But against these heavy hitters, it does nothing.
I mean, if he uses the active, it's 100% chance to block 110 damage.
Okay, so still 2 crits and you're dead. Nice.
No, I mean for buildings.
Oh, well, for the buildings, it's actually important, except for the fact that the Tiny still hits like a truck. I mean,
yeah, it has
600.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they're backing off.
I don't really know why
needs to defend.
Maybe he had a Vanguard and said, okay, I'll just upgrade this.
Now you also have 2 toss charges on PP. Let's see who's got their level 25s. Brewmaster Magnus has his. It's the RP stun duration. Drow Ranger has the... It always feels so underwhelming, the 10% marksmanship chance. It's good, but it just feels... It goes from 30 to 40 to 50, which is like, okay.
I mean, it goes from 2 each 5 hits to 1 each 2 hits. So, it is big.
It is good, I get that. It just... Oh, they actually have Night Stalker with amplified damage rune. Spotting out Prada is going to be the target.
Kotaro just gonna bounce.
Kataro's going to try and run away. Vitally is still chasing. Kotaro does get the TP, though. Because the slow on Vitally makes it so he can't chase as well as he likes, but Prada is still going to be caught in the end. Mid lane is being pushed in, so they need to send Yodomi back to defend it. And yeah, they need to be careful for it. Luckily enough, there is fortification, but there is, of course, backdoor shenanigans that you can go for if you ever leave your base.
Yeah, the thing is that Magnus and Brewmaster do hit hard, so they can go into that Radiant in Ancient. If you don't have enough creep control, flip equilibrium. Oh, wait for it.
Ooh,
they
Shadowblade.
know there was someone there that bottled something. PA is really close.
And
Oh, this is
Matthew
bad. This is
gets the
bad.
lift
This
up
is
onto
bad.
Leah style. There's the jump. He tries to get the RP cast, but he dies before he can even get the cast off. Big crits from Pike with the Abyssal. Buyback comes out from Leah style. They blob Michael out of existence. And right now, they're still a tier 2 bottom lane, so they still can't get anything but attempt megas, which is not really doable with Magnus backup.
Yeah, if they are going top, they just want to end the game maybe. Oh, Leah, what did you do,
Oh
bro?
my
What
god,
did you
Pike got
do?
3-shot! The Rapier's dropped! They need to get themselves back, and they're gonna lose 3 heroes. Kataro just
Because
3-shot him.
The rapier is there. Oh, this is game. This is just game.
Oh my lord. Okay, that's a
That.
very heavy damage Drow Ranger right now.
How the hell did she die?
He
Okay.
got 1 hit on him, and that dropped him from 100% to about 25%. From 1 big crit from the Drow Ranger. Did 10k damage in just a couple of seconds.
And Pike is ready to buy another rapier. His career is on the secret shop. But he
Yeah.
might want to buy back here, so don't buy it just yet.
Radiant's
Yeah.
is under attack.
PP also needs to get his buyback going in a little bit if they're going to go in for the fight.
Lag.
There was a lag spike there, so yes,
Yep.
sir. We noticed
Thank
it as
you.
well.
Argentina server.
Let's see.
I remember that back in the day, there was always a fight between, do it the tournament in the Brazilian server, no, in the Peruvian server, no, in the Brazilian server, and then Valve just said, okay, Argentina. And
Yep.
works for both.
Now both have shitty ping.
Yeah.
But it's at least equally. I always thought about that for like international tournaments. If you would have like a global tournament, you would play NA versus Europe, and both would play in China or something, so that everyone has equal terrible ping.
Oh, they're just going for it.
Oh, Frankie really wants to get it, but they want to
don't
make
care.
sure that the PA buys back, and he's not going to do that just yet. But the Ancient's
Oh.
taking so much damage from just
but-
that Earth Banda.
That's important. That's important. That does mean that if they're not careful enough, they're just going to lose on the next team fight. Especially, well, now we might see the second rapier coming up from Pike, because Roshan is not going to be up in 15 seconds. Maybe Fusion are waiting for Roche. Yeah, maybe. Oh, Drow is hitting for hitting for 1.8k. That is big.
This is Katara looks so nutty. Freaking 800 damage hit on the Drow Ranger, add the crit on top, and then you also have the armor piercing with the marksmanship. Whew.
Oof. Almost 2k crits coming from Kotaro. And Roche
Is
Hey,
there
what are you doing, my guy? Okay.
refresher, cheese, banner, of course, for good measure, but we do have no rapier bot just yet on Pike. He wants to have the buyback money plus, of course, the rapier, but I mean, he needs to get some farm going. He sold his boots and then bought new boots.
For Woods of Travel, maybe.
Could be, but you know, he buys the rapier, still is 200 gold away from the buyback.
There's
So
a
if he
rapier.
sells his boots, he actually has buyback.
Oh. Well, you know us. We're not known for good economic decisions.
Scythe of Ice done on PP. And so they have another way of control for their team. Let's see. There was also... This is actually a really cool one. Cinderbrew applies fear when ignited on Brewmaster is a really cool level 25 talent.
It does give you a lot more control, yeah.
Phoenix has his level 25 as well with the Supernova hit counter. He actually has bots level 2 on Phoenix. Of all the items to get.
No, he is a good split pusher. Oh, he
Oh,
is
there's another
once
split.
again going for it.
Radiant's ancient
Yeah, they need to quickly get rid of the Brew Split Pandas. There's going to be the RP drag on to Vitally. He's dropping low. He's dropping straight up dead. And if he buys back, it's still nighttime. That's a plus, but he won't have his Dark Ascension.
There's another polarity. He had a refresher shard.
Radiant's ancient
He also has an Aeon Disc on the Magnus. So you can't blow him up that easily this time. Look at the damage coming out. The Avalanche toss onto Kataru. He has another toss. The damage is looking pretty nice, but they got to be careful. Leostyle's actually being interrupted there on the side by Matthew. Leostyle gets the RP off. It does get stolen. Matthew getting a target. Goes in, gets the RP onto Kataru. In comes the
Second Rapier on the ground.
respawn. And Kataru is going to be able to get away on the Drow Ranger for now. Frank will lose his life. It's going to be Pike jumping all over the place. He's going to get crushed, though. Kataru hits too hard. And that is going to be game 1 to Fusion. What a turn of events. Comebacks
comeback
left
after
and right.
comebacks.
are fortified.
Yeah, comeback after comeback. This is, I mean, Fusion just has Waska's number, man. Like, they don't really miss against them. Waska was looking so good in the last game we casted, and now Fusion was always looking like a one-dimensional type of
With RP skewer shenanigans in team fight. Like, there's too many Doom targets. Nyx Assassin has good targets to take down.
Prepare
I'm
for
liking it
battle.
on the side of Fusion. Their supports are... You have one support that's a walking ward. The other support gets vision all over the map. So, like, they have really good combos on their side. I'm actually curious. Did he go Ofrenda? Yes, he did go Ofrenda on
Yeah.
Muerta.
Yeah, he does have the ofrenda. I do believe like Waska still has, things to deal with Fusion, but there's just too many things to deal with in the Fusion lineup. Like you have RP, you have a Bristleback that can just go nuts. You have a Nyx Assassin. You have to be like a little bit paranoid if you're a support, especially if you are that disruptor. But are you so you're feeling Fusion's draft more? You
30
think this is a
seconds to
2-0?
battle.
Yeah, I think this might just be a 2-0. I like the draft. I think Gyrocopter is nice, but they have a lot of heroes that deal damage enough to deal with the Gyrocopter, whereas I did not feel any impact from PP a little bit of impact last game, but not really. And Doom is... I don't know. I haven't seen Doom be very successful in a while. The last one was, the Octarine Core Hanamitis build Doom that...
That was a while ago.
Yeah, I know. It was that Doom that was kind of scary to deal with, but the latest Dooms all feel very lackluster. A lot of them even go for like aura builds, which feels incredibly wasteful on a Doom. But then again, once he hits the point where he gets Refresher, then he becomes scary again.
No, wait,
Then they have
Pike might
Lincolns.
get a freebie here.
Michael on the run. Yep,
Yep.
he's going to get taken down. It's also Afterburner facet on the Gyrocopter. Once again, I'm actually going to see what the Dota2 Pro Tracker win rate is between the two. Because I see, and now I'm seeing all of a sudden Gyrocopters go for the Afterburner, but normally it's the secondary strike. Yeah, most Gyros go for the secondary strikes facet.
Yeah, I mean it is better for team fights. I mean, at the end of the day, facets are all about how you want to play the hero. Like,
That is true. I mean, to a degree, because there are some facets that are just really good, and some facets that are just like Magnus's facet. We talked about it yesterday. RP is really good. The other one's trash.
Yeah, that's just stupid. Also, the nasal go on Bristleback as well. It's just not good enough.
I mean, it is pretty good in certain situations. If you go like full tanky build, as an offlaner. I have seen it be pretty successful. You can't chase him, but it's against specific heroes that either don't have a purge or are movement speed related without like blink daggers. Like in this game, viscous nasal goo on everyone keeps spreading could be really freaking good. For instance.
Oh, nice, beautiful. I really like that, but Pride's going to die anyway.
Radiant's courier has been
Beautiful
killed.
combination from the Muerta and the Clockwork.
Yeah, that's a lot of bouncing all over the place inside and outside the cogs. Guitaro's having a pretty good time so far topside. Bit out of mana though. And Ofrenda is always great because you never have to, even if you die in the lane, you never have to buy a TP. Back at least.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
And can you like put your ofrenda like move it around? I believe you can. You should be able to.
No, you can replace it again after
Yeah.
every minute. So you can do that, but you can't like say go there. It costs you 50 mana and it has a cooldown of a minute. Oh, Vitally taking heavy damage, but they need to be a bit careful on fusion as well.
Oh.
Nice route onto Kataro. Muerta dropping low, gets back underneath the tower and need to be careful not to get dove upon. Vitally has Scorched Earth in 5 seconds. Are they going to go for it? No, Prada's got the power cogs available again. That would be suicide. Well, Michael is actually making sure that PP doesn't get any farm. He's just looking to zap some creeps with the Mind Flare.
Oh, Jadami, he got spotted.
Dire's
They are going for
top tower
Kotaro
is
here.
under
The
attack.
glimpse is just level 1, so the range is not going to be enough.
Michael's coming in as well. Prada with the cogs catch. There's going to be a lot of damage on the Vitally. Can they kill him off? Yes, they can.
Oh, this is great.
Domi is being chased next, and that is going to be the disruptor for a secondary kill. This one goes to Kataro, and that is a big fight for Fusion top. Massively wasted gank. And yeah, I don't like diving when there's a Clockwork with mana on the other side, and he has cogs available. It's just, you cannot chase him.
Yeah, it just makes it really awkward. Doesn't matter where he positions his cogs. Well, at the end of the day, like Waska is trying to be, as aggressive as they can, and Fusion is just reading them. That Clockwork is playing really well. Let's see at the
Look at the
bottom
last
lane.
difference between Frank and Vitally. It's night and day. It's such a big lead comparative on the Bristleback. Wondering if he has any stacks coming in. Nothing has been made just yet.
Also, the difference in last hit between Leo Style and PP is quite big, considering like 5 is a creep wave, a whole creep wave, which means polarity is coming faster. Well, Tiny doesn't really have a ultimate you want to level up at level 6, but still, he is doing a rotation though, so this might be the end of Kotaro. They really want to kill that Muerta.
Yeah, there's even a Pike Gyrocopter heading top. The cogs hold
beautiful.
Vitally in
Holy.
place though. Really good job by Prada,
There's
but the
the
glimpse
glimpse.
is going to send him back. Nice fear onto Pike to try and get out of range. There's going to be the skewer, but Leo Style comes in a little bit too late with the RP, has the cleave, but needs to get the damage in. They do manage to get the kill onto Vitally, but Leo Style is out of mana and also out of HP. You know who would have been really good to have in that fight? The Bristleback.
Dire's structures are
Yeah, well,
Uh.
he's chilling.
Dire's top tower
He is just chilling. He didn't have any mana though. If he TP'd, he was like almost out of mana.
Honestly,
He is
just
going-
walk around and get hits. That's enough for your teammate there to recover.
Oh, he's going for a double bracer into the arcane boots. So no item interceptor rush for him. Brad is dead once again. Like Waska is just living on that safe lane.
Prada is actually just fine. Kataro is the one that, I guess he had his Ofrenda down, TP towards it, and
That was close.
almost died because of it. Gotta always be careful with your
Radiant's middle
Ofrenda
tower is
gaming.
under attack.
Bottom
Yeah.
lane, Vitali dropping low is going to get taken out. Matthew actually TP's in. Frank just sees, oh, Matthew TP's in with 100 HP.
Oh,
Cool.
food. Yeah.
Easy. And now
Yep.
both of those won't have a DP, so they're going to have to do the walk of shame to wherever they want to go. And sure, Frank gets 2 free kills. Don't mind if I do.
Indeed, that's a freebie. And Frank just wants to stay in lane. Like he has 2 bracers. He has no intention of rushing at item center, which should be his first item either way. Um, who else as well? I guess we still have Leo Style with the max and power build. There's really static lanes coming out from Fusion. And the one who is doing most of the work here is Prada. He has, died 2 times, but he has been there to make sure every kill they get on Godaro, which has only been 1 to this point, is hard to get.
Yeah, Pike still, he's actually top net worth right now. Stayed around in that top lane for quite some time. Vitali's got terrible farm. He's not level 5 just yet on the Doom. And it is a Doom, so he does have some recovery mechanic, of course, with Devour at a certain point, but that's still going to take quite some time.
Yeah, well, he does have the Devil's Bargain facet, so he can just sell that bracer later on and get an item for it. It does encourage you to get laning items for the early game.
You know what's the worst thing about Doom? The fact that he's the reason that Midas broke for so very long, and every single iteration of Midas broke because of that stupid Devil's Bargain. Oh, Kataro? Juking
Midas
his way
broke?
through? They don't
Oh,
know?
Brothers did.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Wait, what? Sorry.
Brothers did. There you
Yeah,
go.
Prada is dead. Kataro is going to be able to walk away. And another 5-man rotation from Waska to try and clear out the tier 1 tower top.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Okay, now the
It is
tier
going to
1
be an
tower.
axe for Bristle being built
Yeah,
up. He's got 2 pieces ready, so yeah, no surprise there from Frank. I was thinking, maybe he's going to go bananas and get Vanguard or something.
Yeah,
It's a
with,
really
with
good
2
Lotus game
bracers.
later as well.
With 2 bracers, you really want to go, a right click build. I mean, it shows that he just wants to fight at the beginning. And yeah, the Aghanim Scepter is just way too good to skip. He is pretty tanky though, so he can just roam around and take ownership of this Radiant jungle. So the map is smaller now for Waska. Leostal is
Prada.
doing. Oh,
Another kill top lane, dominating streak for Pike. Yeah, glimpse back into kill is pretty much just what keeps happening. The Asel steals away the Invis rune in front of PP.
Radiant's bottom
I'm
tower is
hoping
under
that
attack.
Frank is not going to go for the Bloodstone this game. Obviously, you're playing against Doom, so it's kind of terrible. But the SNY build we saw earlier as the second item, it was a safe lane, Bristle, but it just felt so incredibly strong. And status resistance against Doom is always really good.
yeah. I mean, I do agree. I mean, in this case, you really want something that keeps you alive longer. You just want to rush into the enemy's team and not caring if they hit you or if they throw anything at you. The only thing that you really don't want to happen is that static storm, which is still not ready for Yadomi. He has 3 levels on Glimpse though, so now it's really hard to get away from him.
Yeah,
First?
it's a pesky little hero. The only way that you really deal with a disruptor is if you have a very aggressive lineup, which they don't really have. I mean, obviously you can go for like Blink Magnus. Speaking of which, the ASL this time is going Echo Saber first item instead of Blink. Yeah, that's a interesting change up.
Well, that's what we first said once we saw his skill build, right? We thought he was going for the Nico Server instead of the Blink Dagger. Maybe he just, reckoned that last game he felt that the Blink Dagger was way too early, So let's just get a Deco server, go farm faster, and the Blink Dagger is going to come either way. Also, Muerta needs more time. She's just shy of that milestone. Muerta is way far under
Dire's middle
that
tower is under attack.
net worth table.
Yeah, quite a bit from Pike, but luckily enough, Frank is almost done with his Aghanim Scepter being very close to being secured. Another 5-man rotation, this time to go for the tier 1 tower mid. That should also conclude the money needed for PP's Blink. So with PP being able to get the Blink Dagger done, it might be time for Waska to make another aggressive play.
There's Doom available, so now it's time to go, like you said. Frank looks like a really juicy target, but he knows he is juicy, so he's not going to show as much in lane. Okay, Brad is just warding really aggressively here. Well, he has a TP. He should TP away. He's out. What is Brad
Another
doing?
game, it's slightly less slow than last game, but they're still playing a very cool, calm, collected game here on both these teams.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the recipe for winning against Waska, because Waska knows how to fight a lot and they tend to capitalize on overextensions from enemy teams. And if you just don't initiate, if you don't dive their towers, if you don't force them to fight, they can't fight. Like, they can do what they want to do, which is fighting. So Fusion just says, okay, if you're not going to go on the aggressive, I'm just going to farm on my cores. Because this is the first time we see Leo Style going for a farming build. And this is also the first time we see a Bristleback not rushing the Aghanim Scepter, but going for 2 Bracer and Arcane Boots before going for the Aghanim Scepter. So maybe Fusion said instead of dealing with your teamfight, we're just not going to teamfight. We're just going to farm here. And Waska leaves them be.
Yeah, Pike on Waska is also almost done with his Aghanim Scepter, so he's also going to focus on the farming aspect. Doom's got the drums going for the Midas next, so it's going to take a while before he gets his Blink. Then it always feels a little bit sad that on the Tiny you did get your Blink if the rest of your team is not even planning to take any fights for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, he would have gotten the Eco server better first, but at the same time, if you are Fusion, you have this beefy Bristleback that is farming the enemy jungle, and you have Muerta who's farming your own jungle, and well, they are dividing the top side for Muerta, the middle side for Magnus, and the enemy side for Frank. But if you are Waska, there's only Gyrocopter farming almost everything, and Doom with his Devour and eventual Midas. But Tiny doesn't really have where to farm. Even he might want to take the enemy jungle, but there's when Jadomi is. There's when Fusion has a better hold of their jungle. They can't fight. It's not like Tiny is as scary as that Bristleback.
Yeah, the Bristleback is top net worth. Frank keeping it very close, of course, against Pike the entire time. But the difference maker is Leo Style. He's going BKB second item. Kataro's got the Maelstrom plus. Dragonlance now done. And Muerta is one of those heroes that in late game turns into an insanely heavy damaging hero, especially when you get like the Swift Blink build, where you pop your ulti, Swift Blink in, and then 3 hits, everyone around you dies.
Yeah, that double hit is just ridiculous. Especially because it's not like Flag Cannon where it's only a couple of hits, like 7 attacks. It's like every single attack you do can be double. Okay, amplified damage here. This could be the opportunity Waska needs to start doing something on the map. They have pushed 2 towers, so they might want to go for Kotaro. They know exactly where he is. Yeah, and Tiny. Okay, here we go. Magnus. Oh, there you go.
Toss back. Can he get away? Leosal, do they have enough control? Static Storm should be enough. He's very tanky, but not tanky enough to survive with that amplified damage rune. Killing spree for PP. That was like the first kill in 5 minutes.
Yeah. But that's what you want to do with PP, because otherwise his blink dagger is just going to be useless. Okay, now get this one, get the second kill.
Prada on the run, should die, should be an easy.
There you
NPP
go.
dominating streak right now, bottom lane. Frank is level 14, has the shard and the Aghanim Scepter. And they're going for mass TPs here. But they need the Disruptor's glimpse to make any play happen.
Yeah, they don't have enough vision. This is just more
Frank's
space
already
for
gone.
Morta. But the thing is that Gyrocopter does benefit from this slow-paced game as well. Because he's just going to farm faster than Muerta, especially with this Iron Scepter.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh. Michael's got to be a little bit careful. He's lurking about in the Vendetta, but there is a big rotation top with me, PP, and Matthew right behind Pike. There's a Yules available as well to try and stall for some time. Michael.
There is a sentry. They saw
The
him.
Yules connects. Matthew goes in with the Bedlam damage. It's a 2-3-man Earth Spike, but he is, sorry, not Earth Spike, but the Impale is still going to die. Kataro pops his ulti to try and stay alive. Skewing from Leosel, but doesn't have the RP ready because of the silence. And Frank comes in from behind though, and this is dangerous. Pike is in a lot of trouble.
Oh,
He is
yeah.
going to be left behind, and they will find the catches. Frank, yeah, like they have no way to kill Frank. You need to doom him, otherwise there's no chance.
Yeah, then Muerta was looking very vulnerable there, but Frank is just the final boss at this point. And this is just looking, bleaker and bleaker for Waska because late game is not for them. I mean, Gyrocopter, yeah, sure, it's a big hero, it's a great carry, but you do have that Bristleback that is getting out of control. You have that right click build Magnus and the Muerta. So late game isn't looking good for them. Early game they didn't really capitalize on doing anything. The only one who's done a little bit is PP with the rotation of his team because he went for the Blink Dagger build. Otherwise, he would be farming. So I don't know. Like I agree with you. Like Fusion has, I mean, in theory or on paper, the game it looks more comfortable for them.
Michael as well, walking nearby, spots out the Doom, has his Dagon at the ready on the Nyx Assassin. So if he finds a random Yudomi lurking about, should be an easy kill. Speaking of which, Leostal is going to go for the TP back to base. Glimpse not going to be on the right timing because he had plenty of time with his first BKB usage on the Magnus to keep himself alive, and is going for the Blink Dagger as his third item. Is realizing that they're getting a little bit aggressive here on Waska's side.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
In the meantime, by the way, Heroic
then I was
has
muted.
Heroic has won the series 2-0 against Hokori and are now in the grandest of finals.
So that does mean that the winner of this match goes against Hokori.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, let's see if Fusion can make it happen in a 2-0 fashion, or is Waska going to make a comeback in the whole series? Waska is still looking to do something in the game. This is one of the slowest game, maybe the slowest game we've casted. Minute
I think
20,
last
so
game was slightly slower.
in the laning stages, yes, but at minute 20 we were looking at some team fights. Looking
I
at,
think minute 20 last game we had a scoreline of 7 versus 7 in kills.
oh team,
I think it was like 25 minutes or something when they started really playing.
25, yeah, maybe we just need to wait like for 5 more minutes. Their items are coming as well because Bristleback is just way too close to that Song in Yasha, which is when you want to just go. Magnus has the Blink Dagger in the next creep camp. And Muerta, well, he has a Dragon Lance, which is always nice. And I think the BKB might be a little bit too greedy to wait for. You still want to make something happen here if you're Fusion. It's not like you could just sit around and farm. Let's see if Waska is the one who's trying to do something aggressive here. With the Dark Willow leading the charge.
Is under attack.
They're going to find each other.
Let's
Verada.
smoke, we smoke. PP breaks the smoke. Michael actually gets the stun there. 2-man and Bill. RP on hookshot comes in, skewers them out of the Static Storm kinetic field. PP is gonna lose his life. Doom gets thrown out onto Frank. Glimpsed back, but they actually Pike is gonna go back in for the fight here. Kataro's pumping out damage on the side. Will get mini stunned, and Matthew is gonna be a second one down. Frank is nothing to fear. Doom has ended. And the Bristleback is ready to rumble for more. Big catch there, Michael, with the 2-man impale into the 2-man RP skewer combo from the Estelle. Huge plays coming out from the players on Fusion.
Yeah, that BKB is just way too big.
Frank's got
He's
an ancient stack as well.
Yeah, just for free. I mean, every single hero on Fusion is just way too farm. The only one being broke is Prada. Which, position 5.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah, no one cares about that. It's a Clockwork Pulse 5. All he has to do is hook shot and be annoying with cogs.
Yeah, Nyx Assassin going for a Yule Scepter now.
I like that. I prefer that kind of a move. You get 1 point in Dagon and then build into more useful tools. This case, the Yule Scepter obviously doesn't help against Glimpse, but it is very nice in case you are glimpsed and you're inside the sack storm. You then use it to stay alive for a bit longer. Same with the Aimless, making sure that Tiny can't one-shot you with an Avatos at that stage. Speaking of which, PP is going for the Chrysalis. I'm expecting it to be another Kanda at a certain point, but is like a Tiny still does her always hit very hard, regardless of the item build, thanks to just innately how the hero works.
I thought Michael was going. Well, he didn't have anyone to follow up. Okay, I mean, this brings me back to the Dota that is played with just farming, get one kill, and then continue farming. Look for a team fight with a smoke, don't find anything, and then continue farming. It is kind of, well, I understand coming from Waska, because if they lose this match, they are out. And Fusion wants to maybe also secure it. This is what happens in lower bracket matches. They always want to secure it or play it safe.
They're going Roche.
Yeah.
They know they're going Roche because you see a ball, massive, angry Frank charging towards the pit. It's already half HP. Yeah, Glimpse sends Frank at the very least back, but they won't be able to at least keep him out of the Roche pit for the time being. PP with a nice avalanche coming up, but the RP onto two. Mini Skewer comes out. They will kill off PP. Pipe is actually pumping out a lot of damage here. The Doom onto Katara. Muerta does have the BKB to stay alive for a little bit longer, but he is looking to die. Nice kill. Comes through vitally, caught inside the cogs. The Estelle needs to get away, but Frank is the other target that you have to be fearful of right now. He's trying to kill off vitally. Skewer by the Estelle will be finished off. And now Frank is just going to try and kill off everyone. Well, actually, I wanted to say can't beat no Pike, but he definitely can. Frank's the real carry right now. Matthew's going to be forced to TP out, and Frank might just walk into the Roche pit to finish it off. It's on the other side now. It's half HP. He doesn't have much HP, but it's still a Bristleback.
And Frank can just sell a Bracer and have a full BKB right now. Matthew did wonders on that last fight. Sadly enough, he's a Dark Willow who doesn't really have enough damage to be able to kill people. But he did get the kill on the Muerta, and he did get the kill on the Magnus. Pike just didn't have enough damage, which is weird to say because he's really farmed. Frank is just a beast. Like,
Yeah,
He-
so why no BKB done as well? It's gonna go for the butterfly after the butterfly bloodstone afterwards because it's just too much healing to let go. Even though, I mean, at that stage, if you have bloodstone, they're probably gonna doom you, and that gives a chance for Kitaro to start pumping out damage because he is gonna go for the Daedalus next on the Muerta and will be able to deal a lot of damage. Frank's gonna get glimpse all the way back, hook shot in onto Yadomi. Disruptor's gonna get caught inside the cogs, but won't be bounced around just yet. Liastal with the harpoon drag back gets rid of Disruptor into the Roche pit they go, and that should get Frank his Aegis.
yeah, Frank is the best carry of Aegis here. He is the carry right now. And this doesn't look good for Waska, which is, a little bit sad. I wanted to see Matthew go a little bit further, but Fusion is just playing way too good. We think this like one-dimensional type of play has been overcome with this strategy of having all your cores deal damage. Like, who would have known? Look, it's just as easy.
Yeah, no 4 protect 1 shenanigans, just everyone is a carry player and they can all pop off. Plus it does help that you've got Michael doing ridiculously good things with the next assassin this entire game. Is also very farmed as he's finished up his Yule Scepter.
He's close enough to PP, which is not good obviously if you're a Waska fan.
Frank actually is not the one carrying the Aegis. Instead, it is on Kotaro's Muerta. Interesting choice.
Look, Kotaro is your siege damage, I suppose. I mean, if you want to play it safe, he does have a Dragon Lance. And, well,
Yeah,
killing Bristol
side, RP onto 2, gets the skewer going, will be able to find the kill to Matthew, while Vitali is going to run away, get the blink out, does disengage, but Pike is going to get chased.
and killed.
And he does have a BKB and a TP. There is no RP, but he's just straight up dead. Yeah, the problem was Prada with the hook shot was just ready for any TP attempt.
Well, Bristol
Yeah,
did.
he got deleted. He was gone. There was nothing left of the gyrocopter. That was too fast.
Bristleback did 1.5k damage in one hit.
Beautiful stuff. Armor reduction. Then you also pop your warpath buff, and then you just get ungodly amounts of damage. Oh, you know
That
me.
is ridiculous.
Dropping low. One more hit from Prada. He's so close. He has cogs, which you can just use if he wants, but rocket flare is also going to be enough.
There's a tip. Kotaro is just going to get the tower. The tier 2 tower. They don't want to leave any tier 2 towers, up. So they don't experience the same thing that Waska experienced last game where they couldn't get megas. 16k lead on 30 minutes. It does feel like this is a little bit done for Waska. Doom he just dooms the Bristleback, and then the Bristleback doesn't care. Pike is dealing some damage, but he's the only one, the only damage dealer. Tiny did something at the beginning of the game, maybe in the mid stages too, but now that we are entering the late game, he's going for a Daedalus instead of the Kanda. So maybe he can deal enough damage to be able to burst the Muerta, because remember, Muerta is burstable. He only has like 2k HP and 16 armor.
Yeah, and he desperately is going to need that Lincoln's to be able to survive against the Doom, because that's the most important thing. He needs to make sure he doesn't get Doomed, or glimpsed for that matter, later down the line. They smoke up, looking for a catch. Vitally would be a nice one. It is Liastal spotting him out. Misses his chance there to get the skewer, and will not be able to drag him back. But Qatar's going to go for the high ground push. There's the toss back, has that Aegis still available. Pops his ulti immediately, and the damage onto Matthew is substantial.
Where's the Doom?
While Frank is charging
Whoa,
in.
Frank!
BKB Yadomi is dead. Frank doesn't give a damn. Going for Pike next to right clicks. My lord, the kill is there, and the
Frank
toss
just
back in
doesn't
towards the
care.
fountain. Doom gets used. There's going to be a 2-man RP. A lot of damage being thrown out.
Oh,
Hookshot's not
here
going to
comes
connect.
the
They're
Gs.
all dead.
Yeah, the G's should come soon enough. Frank is
They
just the
actually
final boss,
found
man.
Dove already
Yeah.
at, they're just crushing the base as well. Qatar still has the Aegis for 30 seconds. And it's a Muerta, so he pushes really fast.
Yeah, dude, Frank has somewhere to go. Like, he just wants to end this game as fast as possible.
Oh, I did see PGL Wallachia Open Qualifiers started, so.
Maybe, a side gig. See,
Gotta,
but that was...
I know that the ESL qualifiers are also starting in a couple of days, so it's like qualifiers after qualifiers after qualifiers right now. Oh, Kotaro pops his BKB. Pike, they're trying to get the kill onto Kotaro. Actually, he didn't pop his BKB yet. He just had his Pierce to Fill going. Pike is straight up dead.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. On the back end, Clockwork is going to get caught, but Kotaro just died twice without really doing anything, and Kataro's just fine. Has a regen rune, good measure. Doesn't even have the shard yet, which is 30% spell lifesteal.
I love the reason why the Bristleback died. I mean, the thing that deal most damage to him were the towers. But he just died because he was tanking too much, and the physical damage from Pike isn't enough.
And
Okay,
he
here's a
got
freebie.
doomed. Like, they had to toss him in the fountain and doom him so that he died.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if they didn't doom him, he would have actually out-healed that damage and killed them all.
Look at him go. He has a place to be. He has a date, dude. There's no explanation.
Yeah, he has a date with a lot of Dota pubs. This is
Hey.
precious MMR timing that he is losing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is around that time. Starting at 10 p.m. It's where you want to start queuing if you are a high MMR player, which I know nothing about, but people have told me.
Yeah, I also heard stories about high MMR stuff. I don't know. I'm stuck at 7k trash fill. At least I'm immortal. That was what I wanted to get.
That's where the game starts. Oh,
Yeah, no, that's where it ends for me, as it does for Pike. Gets quickly blown up. The Doom thrown out onto Frank. He's going to run away. Vitally doesn't really help that much because Frank just walks out of the fight for a couple of seconds. BKBs have ended, though. Prada with the catch. Vitally with Lisa, actually, with the kill being secured. There's going to be the coming through. Frank going for the fight against Pike. And the break, the clash, the smash. It's all over. That should be a G.
yeah, show me
Plus
the G's.
another one. That's a dieback onto Pike.
Yeah.
And Fusion
Well,
is just, we've seen, this is the third series we've cast of Waska today. And
Yeah.
they're just making them look like they're nothing.
Yeah, Wask
Oh,
is really
Frank.
good. Oh, Frank, don't do that. That's BM, dude. That's not cool.
I got tossed in the fountain. They wanted to make it happen. He obliges, sure.
Or
I'll
did he
turn
see
you
it?
off.
They're mad.
I do not understand Spanish. I don't know what